So I gave y'all about a week. So watch this show. Now, so a couple things I want to say. The actress here, she is beautiful. I mean, when I say the melanin is popping, and he is scary as heck, but we all know he's handsome. But anyway, I have to say that Luke James' performance in this show was top tier. And I'm so glad he stepped out of the singing box and the character from The Shy the Thug. And I just like dorky, crazy that he was able to capture. So believable. I have to say, whoever wrote this show did a really good job. So the first episode, Mamacita, Deborah is her name. She, hold on. So it starts off in the 90s, around the time Rodney King got beat up by the police real bad, brutally bad. If you don't know about that, then you need to go and do some research on Rodney King. So it's basically revealing a lot of racist cops. So she decided to be a cop because her dad was a cop, so she's a cop. And he wants to be an actor. So he's going to auditions, but he's just not fitting. He not even close. His first audition was him trying to play a thug, and he was so proper that they was like, you got to go. You ain't getting the part, bro. You ain't getting a Crips, blood, or anything type of, it ain't happening. So he's upset. He's stalking the person who laughed at him during the audition. So you kind of seeing that he's kind of cuckoo, if you will. She goes to a crime scene of a woman who had adopted a bunch of children. A lot of crazy, suspicious things. I don't understand how they even thought that the woman that they found was murdered and stuck in that cabinet, if you will. And this is a spoiler alert, so don't watch it, and I will be putting it up here. But ain't no way you thought that a human broke her body in every which way and stuck her under there. There is no way that happened. So, long story short, as she's going through the crime scene, she's recording everything that she sees. She sees cleaning supplies from under the cabinet and going down a path throughout the hallway. And they're just trying to see what's going on with this lady and who could possibly be this serial killer. So she's basically trying to see. So as it gets through the episode, she gets partnered with a racist white cop, if you will. And she's kind of upset because she knows he don't really care. He honestly don't care. So it pretty much go from there. It was so creepy because it was as if she brought the spirit home with her from the crime scene. So little things start happening, like her mom start seeing things, if you will. And her son too. They had a routine, like when her son was in the garage, she would flicker the lights to let him know it's time to come in. As the season goes on, that happens, but no one is doing it, if you will. So she then tries to dissect the murder that she had went to. She's at home now. It's her birthday. They celebrated her birthday, and things like that. When I say they, I mean Pam Grier. I mean, the cast is casting, okay? Pam Grier is her mother, and then her son. I think he's a new actor. I don't really know where he's from. I haven't seen him. But I just loved her in them one. I don't know if I've seen her in anything else. Y'all comment below if I may have seen her and didn't know it because she wasn't the main character, if you will, the main actress. So that night she goes and she tries to contort herself in her own cabinet. And then on the videotape, something says something crazy like, I'm coming for you, something like that. I can't remember verbatim, So then the third episode, the second episode, Edmund is showing more and more signs. He's trying to go to auditions. He's listening to this man. Or I'll just say 1 through 5. I'm just going to recap 1 through 5. He's recapping this man who he's listening to on his headphones. Someone that's giving him empowerment. He's going to work at his job. He was like if you think about Chuck E. Cheese, like the person who played the mouse. He's like the mascot, I guess, of the shindig. He's the one who wears the costume at work, but he's acting real weird. Okay, he started using his job as a way of acting out crazy, because he felt like, if I can't get a role playing this person, that person, I know I can do crazy. So he just started doing crazy. But they showed Annabelle. So if y'all don't know the history of Annabelle, I believe in spirits and I believe in evil spirits. But the history of the Andy doll, that little corduroy ugly doll, that was Annabelle. Annabelle is not what they portray on these movies. Annabelle actually looked like a doll. I think they call it Andy and something else. Either way, I think I have it in my... Y'all gotta go back and look at my other videos, but I showed the actual doll that is Annabelle. So he's clinging to this doll real bad. So as I'm watching them, I'm realizing they're kind of tying in Annabelle, if you will, but in a real way. I don't know if Annabelle was... I don't really know the full story. What they portray as Annabelle on TV is Annabelle, but I think they changed. They definitely changed what the doll looked like. So he's like hugging onto this. He has some obsession connection with this doll. So episodes go, he eventually show he really crazy. Because in the first episode, the beginning, they showed a guy with something over his head, and you'll find out later who that is, and I'll tell y'all. But so she's still investigating. So she's on to the next case. It's of a guy a single dad, if you will. She chases him through the complex, and when they get to she chases him all the way to his own complex where his baby is, and they realize every mirror, every window, and everything is covered up identical to the first place she's like trying to uncover. So the racist guy beats him up because he's mad because he couldn't find that he was selling crack or dealing crack or whatever. So he beats him up, and she basically tells him to stop. He don't care that man's son is there. This is a black man they are chasing, but she care, because she's African American, and she felt like, being a police officer, she could look out for, she just wanted justice. She don't want to be no unjustly things happen. So later on that night, after the cops leave, the white cop at the apartment, when he started beating up the black guy, after he got done, he started ripping stuff off the wall and ripping all the curtains off the mirrors, off the walls. The guy was hallucinating, seeing things, if you will. So later on that night, they showed the guy who she chased, and he is cooking up some stuff. Like, he is a drug dealer. He is dealing. He cooking it up on the stove. They revealed that he was storing it underneath the crib, underneath the floor of where his stash for his money and all his drugs was at. So then he puts his baby down. His baby was in the high chair, and then he puts his baby down in the room, and he thought he heard a knock on the door, and he thought it was the police. So he started scattering and trying to clean up all the cocaine residue, because you could get charged, go to jail for a long time at this time, y'all know. Only for it to not have been a cop at his door. So then he goes back into the room, and he goes back down the hall, and then he's looking into the room that he was once in, that was lit up with his baby in, and he's looking at something, and the baby's giggling. We don't know what at, but the next episode definitely revealed that.